Midwest
the
tonight.
best, the best of the Midwest,
in my opinion.
And when you say the Midwest, you talking about Indianapolis in particular, the 317.
317. He hails from there.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So what's his name?
Man, I got Skypp in the building, man. Skypp,
What it
man.
do? What it do?
What's
what
up,
it do?
man?
What's good with it?
Man, what's
go,
going on, man?
Yeah.
I had to allow you to say what's his name. I had to allow you to answer that question because I be done called him something else, man. Because he been around for a while, man.
He took the little off, man.
No more little Skypp.
No more little Skypp.
He ain't never been too little anyway and shit. He's pretty grown when I ran up on him, so I don't know why he was calling himself little Skypp anyway. You know what I'm saying? But he always been your giant amongst men. Real talk, you know.
Absolutely.
Lyrically, you know, just superior.
Absolutely.
To be honest, you know.
So Skypp, man, you in the building, man. Introduce yourself to the people out there who might not know who you are.
What it do? I go by the name of Skypp, spelled Skypp. Born and raised in Indianapolis, Indiana, and a part of Meatcap Music and Entertainment.
Meatcap, what's that?
Meatcap is a management label owned by Sid Uncle James Johnson.
I would ask you who he was, but I'm aware who he is. But Meatcap, so they help, you know, kind of like guide your career, you know, not necessarily your recording, but they're all your different aspects of your career. They got hands on and, you know, help get you together, put you in the right place.
Absolutely.
That's what it is, man. Shouts out to him, man.
Shout out
know,
to Uncle Jams. Man.
Uncle Jams, Uncle Sid, man. One of the legends in the Midwest. If you don't know him, you should get to know him.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, I want to get into this because, like, I've been following Skypp, honestly. I don't know if it was your first mixtape, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But it was the first one that I saw that was pressed up, you know what I mean? And that mixtape, it had the blue and the pink.
Sophisticated street music.
Yeah, sophisticated.
No,
street.
written and directed.
Written and directed.
Written and directed.
So, I
got a few projects.
I go a little bit farther back, you know what I mean? Written and directed, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But I go back literally, bro, you know, from written and directed with you, which a lot of people don't know was your first project, I feel like, that you put out. Talk about, you know, that era and the growth in Skypp to where you are now, man.
Back then, I was still trying to find myself. I was making the kind of music I wanted to make in a sense, as far as the subject matter, but as far as production and my sound, I didn't have it all the way together yet. Back then, I just took any kind of production from any producer, made any kind of song.
You just wanted to rap.
Yeah, absolutely. I was trying to find myself. But as of now, like, I know who I want to work with and who I need to work with and what I need to talk about, how I need to talk about it. You know what I mean? I found myself.
Right.
That's cool.
Well, at least like 95%. I think I still got some finding to do, you know, but the progression is all that matters.
It's always some growth and development, you know, that's still, you know, there for an individual. You know, you're never perfect, but
yes, sir.
You strive for it, you know. So.
And then, you know, I kind of want to move up through, you know what I'm saying, the ranks. You and Billy.
Yes,
put a tape out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And at that time, you know, what was it like for Skypp at that time?
Around that time, I was like, I was at, well, I would say my peak, but I think I've exceeded that peak now.
Right.
But back then, that was like the peak. Back when I dropped Do.
Yeah.
And
Do.
Me and Billy dropped Great Another Rapper 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So we was like on a roll. We was working like endlessly every day in the studio. That was our life. We stopped doing everything else and just focused on music. And me and Billy, you know, we always went hard from the first day I ever met him. The talk we had, and you know, just vibing off each other. And now we like brothers in every sense, not just music.
And I think a lot of people actually forgot about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
You all, you know, did rock some stuff. And, you know, in a sense, you know, from two different elements. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
from
sir.
the same element, but from two different perspectives of the element. You know what I mean? Talk about that and how that's kind of matured into you as well.
Yeah, before I met Billy, I didn't have the streets. I didn't know what to do to get the streets. I mean, I was affiliated with the streets, but I wasn't pushing.
You wasn't doing exactly what everybody else was doing.
I wasn't pushing my music to the streets.
Right.
So when I got with Billy, he's like, you got to quit limiting yourself and put yourself in a box. It's people in the streets that want to hear you. So what we gonna do is we're gonna make this. We're gonna put this out. We're going to go to Music Mondays. You're going to do every Music Monday open mic. You're going to get on Midwest League. You're going to do whatever you got to do to get in the streets' eyes. And that's what Billy did for me. He opened my eyes. And, you know, he expanded my brand. And I really, I tell him all the time I appreciate him for that. And not even just in music. He taught me a lot of stuff in life, you know, because I was young, 19 years old. He's like 25, 26, 27. So he got experiences, you know, went to the joint, learned some experiences, and you know, and came back and taught people.
Right.
That's what I love about him. He teaches people. He ain't scared to put people on.
Yeah, a lot of people, they don't know that about, is it okay to say Lil Billy?
I mean, whatever.
Okay, 'cause I don't know. Y'all might got rid of the little, you know what I'm saying? But but real talk, shouts out to the homie, Lil Billy, HFBT.
Homie, man, Lil
You know,
Billy.
a lot of people don't know that, you know, one day me and him and my youngster, Calvin Klein, you know, young CZ, we had an opportunity to chop it up. And what you're saying right there is the same message that we was talking about that day or whatever. You got to put yourself in front of the people.
Right.
Like, for real. You got to saturate it because everybody don't know about you. And don't let them not mess with you because they didn't have an opportunity to become aware of you. So
Absolutely.
that's why you make sure you get out there and hit all the Music Mondays, all the open mics. And, you know, for a minute, we were seeing you everywhere, you know, all kinds of different sets, you know.
Right.
You, Uncle Sid, Paris, and the rest of the crew.
Yeah, at
Thug
one point in time, I was just dropping dope music, but I wasn't pushing the music. And that's, you know, that's where things started to pick up right
Yeah.
there and there.
Yeah, so that's kind of, that was like the next bridge, you know what I mean? You kind of, you know, went into that, and that produced an album, correct?
Yes.
You put out an album,
Yes,
and
sir.
the name, the title,
Sophisticated Street Music.
Sophisticated Street Music. Okay,
Uh-huh.
that was the name of the
And that's
album.
when I made Sophisticated Street Music, because I was just sophisticated on Written and Directed.
Right.
And then when Billy got me, you know, put that mindset on me, I realized that I was more involved with the streets than I thought I was, because I was doing my little hustling thing back then too, but I
Right.
wasn't really involved. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
But then I made Sophisticated Street Music, so I can, you know, both sides. Can't go wrong.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? See, a lot of people can't have this interview, you know what I'm saying? Because
Yes, sir.
they don't understand the history of, you know what I'm saying, Skip. You know what I
Absolutely,
mean?
yeah.
And where you've come from. That's why I really wanted to get that out there because, you know, they see this well-rounded artist. They see this sharp and focused artist, you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
they didn't see, or they maybe haven't seen the grind making it to that point. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? There's been a lot of albums, a lot of mixtapes, a lot of open mics, a lot of different things, and that was kind of my point, is that, you know, it's come full circle now to the new album,
Right.
your best project that I've heard,
Jaffe.
Jaffe.
I appreciate you.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on,
Jaffe,
man.
man. Talk about that, man.
Jaffe, yeah, most definitely one of my best pieces of work. Sophisticated Street Music is still my favorite, but I can't deny that Jaffe is better music, you know, better all-around production, all that. So
What does Jaffe mean, man? Explain that to me real quick.
Jaffe is the last name of my best friend. He got killed in 2011 on the
remember.
same day that Written and Directed released.
I remember.
My first
This was
project
Doc,
ever.
right?
Dr. Ray, yes.
I
And my
remember.
2 mixtapes before Written and Directed, he hosted both of those mixtapes. So on the day I dropped Written and Directed, he died. And I always promise everybody that I always do everything in memory of him.
Right.
Even like my past few albums on humility, I released that last year. I had a song called Dr. Swift about my buddy Doc and my buddy Swift. They both died. Every project, but on this project in particular, I needed that title to push me overboard, make me look more original. Because Jaffe, you never heard that anywhere.
Absolutely.
People keep mispronouncing it because they thinking it's Jaffe, Jaffe, whatever.
right,
but
right.
Jaffe, you
Right.
never heard that word nowhere.
Right.
And basically, what Jaffe means is everything Dr. Ray stood for as a man, a brother, a friend, all that, and that's loyal, solid. He never folded. You know what I mean? So when I say in my album, I'm gonna keep it Jaffe with you. That means I'm gonna take after Dr. Ray.
That's
That's
real,
it, man. That's very
real.
honorable of you too, man, to take that on, you know what I'm saying, as a way of life, you know, a way of your music, you know what I'm saying, and just a path, you know, because there's a lot of different paths individuals could get on. That's extremely honorable and noble one to be on.
Just
you know?
as another person, man, it's just dope that you want to give that sense of reality to people that you experienced through artistry. That's what's really dope about it, that you've taken that in your life process and involved it into your artistry, and to the same people that you were trying to give them some info, get some info from them. Now you're giving them something.
Most definitely.
Way to return the game, yo. Already.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Real.
Hey.
I want you to talk a little bit about, you know, let's get a little bit more into Doc though. Like, how has that affected you now? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the shock is always there when you lose someone, you know what I mean? And then as time goes on, you know, people take different paths to healing. You know what I'm saying? What has been your path? Obviously the music, but what has been your path in using that music, you know, for the healing, man?
I was over here trying to think of something to say. I ain't really got nothing to say, bro. I never got over it because when Doc died, a lot of stuff happened, you know, that didn't even give me time to heal.
Right.
It was like it was a situation.
You had to move on.
It was a situation where they accused me of Doc's murder.
Right.
His mama. His mama accused me of Doc's murder. So
Wow.
I never, ever got over it. And I never, ever got over that. You know, feel me?
I got a question for you. This is, personal, whatever. Did this happen prior to his service? Or
This is what happened. I never talk about this either. This will probably be the first and last time I ever talk about this. Doc died. The morning Doc died, his cousin called me and was like, I was half asleep. You know, when you get a phone call, you wake up. Everything is gibberish. You don't really know what nobody's saying. So he telling me Doc died, but I'm thinking it's a dream. So I hang up the phone. And then he keeps calling. I'm asleep. But then I wake up and realize it's a real phone call. I answer his phone call. He tells me Doc died. I'm in disbelief, so I hang up on him. Like, I'll call you back. And then that right there is what started it. He went and told Dr. Ray's mom that he think I had something to do with it because of that. So then, after that, it was another guy who Doc never liked him. I don't know why he even got involved with anything. He wrote Dr. Ray's mom a letter saying he watched me and another local rapper, who I'm not going to say his name, but everybody knows who he is. He watched me and dude kill Doc. He watched it with his own 2 eyes. He wrote this in the letter to Dr. Ray's mom. So at that point, why wouldn't she believe him? You know what I mean? So I couldn't really blame her.
Yeah,
but
he wrote her a statement.
Yeah, but then again, she knows. She knows me. So I go to the funeral, and in the front row is where all the best friends and the brothers sit. So I'm walking to the front. His mom looks at me, and I try to give her a hug. She kind of pushing me off. And then my best friend, Jeezy, me, Dr. Ray, and Jeezy was like a trio. I'm sitting next to Jeezy, and he acted funny. So I'm like, bro, what's going on? And he was like, I ain't gonna lie. We heard you and such killed Doc. First time I ever heard that. Man, from then on out, you feel me? The relationship never came back. Like, I still ain't, me and his mama still ain't, you feel me? Cool or nothing like that. So.
Our thoughts and prayers go out to that family.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
It ain't no grudge. I mean, I can't really blame them, but, it is what it is. And it hurt my feelings, you feel me? So I don't want to hold grudges, but it is what it is.
Nah, that's deep, man.
So to answer your question, I never really got over it, bro. Like, I ain't really too much I can say about it. It still hurt me to this day. My manager tell me every day, you got to let go eventually. Like, I named my album after him.
Explain that, for the people who may not know. Skip Saturdays, you was going in every Saturday with an artist, a feature, sometimes by yourself, just spitting bars. Talk a little bit about the inspiration and stuff like that for that.
Skip Saturdays also came in the era with me and Lil Billy. It was like 2011, maybe 2012. But it was something I just wanted to try, and I did that first edition and had like 1,500 views in one night.
Yeah.
And I knew.
And you ended up doing how many editions in a row of that? It was over 100 and something. Yeah. Every week. You rapped for 100 weeks.
It's definitely over 100.
Consistently. Yeah. Over 100 weeks.
And this wasn't material that necessarily was on any mixtape or anything like that. This was separate and beyond what was already out there in the streets and available on the internet. This was an addition.
Yes. It was a freestyle series, man. Every weekend, something new.
Yeah, I know some people that's probably what they most know you from is Skip Saturdays. Cause
what was your favorite Skip Saturday? Come on, man. You got one that you like.
I did one to Future, Honest. Yeah. Probably my favorite one. One of my favorite ones. I ain't gonna say my favorite. I did one with Woogie to Kanye West All Day beat. It's one of my favorites.
I think that was probably one of my favorite ones.
I like that.
I like that dude a lot, man.
Yeah, Woogie's nice.
That
was my first rap partner I ever had all throughout high school.
Wise Click.
Yes.
I remember. See?
Yeah,
I go way back.
Yes,
Wise Click. I remember the Wise Click. Let me tell you why I remember the Wise Click.
Why do you remember the Wise Click, little brother?
So, like, this is like in 2008, maybe?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Around 2008, we were pushing to get on the show downtown. You know what I'm saying? And for 96.3, and you had to do this website. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
to do this thing.
NaptownLocals.com. Gmail.
I'm gonna tell you. You know what? And it's so crazy now. Looking back on it, what I'm about to tell you is gonna blow your mind. There were 3 people in the running for it. Because I was sitting there watching the numbers like minute by minute, like, well, how the hell are they doing this? Because we were getting tons of votes, but they were getting crazy votes. There was Dro Man. There was the Wise Click, a.k.a. Skip and Woogie. And it was Mark Avery's Battles.
Mark Battles, I remember.
That was the 3.
That's not a bad company to be in.
Crazy part about that is
that's a serious 3, man.
We didn't read the terms and conditions, so we didn't know how it went. But how it went was they picked whoever they want to perform out the top 3 people. So when the contest was over, we was number one. We over here celebrating. And then they said, we're going to pick Mark Battles. We was heartbroken, man. We was like 16 years old, though. So.
Bro, they numbers. I was sitting here. They must have had kids in class in front of computers voting 24/7 because the numbers was going. I'm looking at I'm like, what? How the hell are they doing this?
Yeah, we had the whole Warren Central voting for us. We ran Warren Central.
They
so.
did.
Come on,
bro.
man. We figured that out a long time ago.
To this, right, I can attest. Like, they had it had to be a whole school of people doing this at the same time.
Man.
I mean, we had it on the morning announcements telling everybody to get on our stage and go vote.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, like they knew about it and they went and did their thing.
They did. I mean, bro, I'm telling you, I'm sitting here watching the numbers. I never heard of Mark Aver's battles. He was singing R&B.
We showed him
Just trying to get on.
He was singing R&B. That's why he had the Aver's in the middle.
I
He
remember.
was singing, man. He had a picture with him with some glasses in his hand. I was like, this.
I'm gonna be a star. You know what
to
to
do.
do.
Mark Battles, man.
Come on,
you
man.
know what I'm saying? This is real life stuff.
I'm gonna be a star. I don't care what y'all
glad
say.
that the history, we can say it, preserve this history.
Definitely.
It is history. But, moving on, what was it like opening for Mystical? You opened up for Mystical recently.
Yeah, Cincinnati, Ohio.
Cincinnati, Ohio. What was that like?
That's one of my favorite shows. It wasn't one of my biggest, but it was one of my favorites because one of those kind of shows are intimate.
Right.
Like, you go to I open for Babyface or Tony Braxton or something, and it's like too many people. It's not intimate.
Right.
But this Mystical show was intimate because of the venue and because of the artist. He brought out just enough people, not too many, not
Where
enough.
was it at?
It
In
was in
Cincinnati?
Cincinnati. What was the play? Roxy's Live, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you like meet Babyface?
Yeah. I've met Babyface on multiple occasions. Him and my manager are really, 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 really good friends. So,
Yeah.
I met him on multiple occasions. But Mystical, he gave me the most advice out of anybody because I went on before him, of course. I opened up for Mystical.
Right.
And the way that the venue was set up, it's the stage and the dressing room is literally right behind the stage. So you hear everything in the dressing room. So when I got done performing, I walked backstage and he just gave me this talk. Told me he'd be seeing me in a few years because he knew for a fact I was going to be one of the next people up, you know, and just stuff like that.
Have you listened to your music?
I have. I'm my biggest critic, though. So.
Hey, he's pretty accurate,
Well,
man. He's pretty accurate.
Absolutely. And speaking about performing, your single, Bottled Water.
Yes, sir.
Album,
Yes, sir.
really gives a visual into your experience in the show atmosphere.
Right.
You know, talk about that, man. Talk about the single Bottled Water real quick.
Yeah, the idea of Bottled Water came literally in a split of a second. I was writing an intro to Jaffe, looked over and I saw a bottle of water, and I was like, well, I ain't got nothing else to write about, so I'm going to write about this bottle of water. So when I first wrote the first words of the song, Bottled Water, let me take a sip, then it all just hit me. Like, what? Like, that's the only thing a bottle of water means to me is when I step on the stage. That's all I got. You walk on that stage, what you got in your hand? Or a towel. That's it. You ain't got nothing else, bro.
That's it.
That's your,
And the song is so hard. Y'all gonna see the video.
Come on, man.
We're gonna get y'all to the video here in a minute. So stay tuned for that. But y'all gonna see the video here in a minute.
It's hard,
I love
bro.
the visual, man. It's crazy.
Check this out, man. The first time I listened to it, I was like, yeah, skip edit. But then I listened to it again, and I listened to it a couple more times. And you know what I got from that, man? You stuck out to me like that was your microphone theme.
right.
It was.
That was your microphone theme, bro, because
That was your Eminem.
Lose Yourself.
Lose Yourself.
Somebody, I was about to say that too. Somebody hit me
Yeah.
yesterday and said, bro, that song is so much like Lose Yourself.
Man.
I never thought about that till
Yeah.
you said it.
Went in,
I heard
bro.
that. I definitely
Went
hear
in. Touch like that, man.
Definitely hear that.
You paint a picture with words, man. Like if I see the video, that's one thing, but the song, just to sit and just listen to it, you know, and vibe out,
Right.
man, you spend some bars in there, bro. And you go in, like if I didn't know you, I'd be like, where this cat from? And they say, nah, I'd be like, nah, that dude ain't from around here. Not from around. You know, you don't have the same sound. You got a sound they checking for, but you don't have the same sound that people are delivering. You know what I'm saying? So my hat's off to you, bro. You know what I'm saying? You stayed on the path and unique all at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
And
yeah.
then,
Hit all
so-
marks.
Yeah, and so you are going to August 20th. You're going to the West Coast Hip Hop Awards
Yes, sir.
out in
Portland, Oregon.
Portland, Oregon.
Portland. Okay.
Portland,
I've been
Oregon. You
out there.
performing out there?
Yes, yeah. I'm performing and I'm doing a TV show. I'm gonna be on the TV show.
Dope. So, it's gonna be your first time on the West Coast, or?
Yep, first time. Yep.
That's what it do.
Oh, man,
That's
you're
what
gonna
it do.
enjoy
You're
yourself,
gonna love
man.
yourself in Portland. Yeah, it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. It's gonna be crazy. I love it. Where you going after that? I mean, what you got coming after that?
We're going to Los Angeles. We were going to go in the same trip as Oregon to Los Angeles, but we're gonna go like a week or two after.
Yeah.
Go to Los Angeles. I'm not sure what he has planned for me. He hasn't told me yet, but
Right.
got to be something.
Uncle See It once again.
Uncle see it in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Yeah,
nice.
he's in Los Angeles right now. Yeah.
Okay,
Come
so
on,
he's
man.
out there working. He's setting the groundwork in. Bring you on out there
The
and
looks of it. Yeah.
That's dope. That's
That's
crazy.
what it is, man.
So-
Gotta have that management together, man. Get you connected, get you plugged.
Well, not only that, and let me say this, it's a loyalty thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really am big on that, and that's why I respect him, you know what I'm saying? Because, even though a lot of people don't see eye to eye or things don't, you know what I'm saying? You still respect the process and respect what got you there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
You got to.
You continue to rock with people that rock with you. You know what I mean? And I love that you all are still, advancing, because it doesn't happen overnight.
Right.
It doesn't happen overnight.
Right.
And so I always say that, people do things for a year straight or less than a year straight. You know what I mean? And after a year, they're ready to part ways.
Yeah.
That's never going to produce results. Never.
He has a saying, or it's not his saying, but it's one of his favorite sayings. You got to leave with the one you came with.
Yeah.
Wow, man, that's an old saying. That's been around. It was a little bit different. He said you got to dance with the girl you came with.
Yeah.
But but that's an old rule though, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Old player rule.
No,
Yeah,
I mean,
dance with the
but
girl
it's-
you
it's-
came
it's
with.
real. I mean, I'm so big on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I really, I applaud, the movement from that standpoint. You know what I'm saying? Love it. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come
So,
on, man.
Last couple other things before we get to the video. We gotta get through this. Like we were talking about earlier over there, you said you don't cuss in your music,
Right.
but your music doesn't sound like
You forget about
music
that.
with no cussing in it. You know what I'm saying? Talk about that.
Like if I have to tell people I don't cuss in my music. That's
Right.
how much you don't notice that I don't cuss in my music. Because I don't just make the overly positive music or the over opinionated or the political music. I make regular street music with a little bit of sophistication in it. But you would never notice that I don't cuss till I say, hey, I don't cuss in my music. And they go back and listen like, you really didn't cuss in it?
You know what cussing is, man? You know what cussing is?
What?
It's the use of a cuss word for lack of better use of better words.
Hey man, I think real quick story, Skip. I think it was 2012 or 13. Hustling, effing, and tricking came out, right? And I would drop it, right? And I dropped it. I think we was at the Ale House one night. Dude was like, "Skrill, you can play the dirty version, Skrill." And I'm like, I did. I did. You know what I mean? And then so weeks later we found out, hey man, dude's so lyrical that he can do the whole verse without cussing on purpose.
Yeah, and vocabulary.
Like
you
the
know?
Skip Saturdays became way more interesting now because dude's not cussing. Thus, Skip has an education. Skip understands word value and etymology. Skip's halfway smart. Y'all better quit playing.
What you saying, Skrill? He has a
Already.
spectacular
Hey,
vernacular.
Skrill pulled out etymology on me.
Hey, man, quit
Say,
playing.
hold on. What the?
Yeah.
Skrill said he has a
Really?
spectacular vernacular. You know
Hey,
what I'm
man,
saying?
let me get
Bars.
out your way.
Come on,
Get
man.
out your way, pimp.
But then as I started listening, I said, oh man, dude has bars without cussing. Although for some artists, cussing is overbearing. You know, I missed your point because all the MFs and this and that and that and this.
Right.
But just to kind of get your without cussing, and you choose not to cuss in the writing, salute, dog.
It also helps
from
when,
the artist's point.
Put your video
Salute.
in there.
That's
So I don't have
dope.
to clean it.
It's all great.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Thank you.
Say thanks.
I didn't even have to look at your, I didn't even have to look at your video. I just went to the next video.
Like,
I was
this
like, I don't
is
have to
safe.
clean this. That was
Yeah.
awesome. All right, so
This isn't gonna be pornography.
so let's wrap this up here. 103.7 The Beat, WellConnected Wednesdays. Skip, tell the people how they can get a hold of you, man.
The easiest way to get in touch with me is my website, www.officialskip.com, official SKYPP. If you want to just get straight to it, it's SKYPP317 on Instagram and Twitter. And my fan page on Facebook is just Skypp, SKYPP.
That's what it do.
That's it right there, man.
Already. So look, View You Live. We got that video queued up right now. We got that bottle of water queued up right now. Skip, we're gonna let you introduce that thing, man. We're gonna take them to it.
Go ahead, give me one of them.
What's that? A bottle of water?
Yeah,
Me
I'm gonna
too.
get one.
Me too. So
Want a bottle of water?
What it do, world? It's your boy Skypp, and this is my new single from my album Jaffe, Bottled Water.